Here's a story about a gig that changed my life. I was 9 years old and all I could really do was play blues scale. But my dad took me down to a local jazz club called Green Pastures in Elmira, New York. A historic black-owned family establishment where drummer George Reed, who played with legends like Teddy Wilson and Buddy Tate, was the artist in residence playing 2 nights a week. My dad, who grew up in Brooklyn, had a lot of chutzpah, and he went up to George and asked if his kid could sit in on the next set. George looked over, saw a little kid sitting at this table next to the bar, and came up to me and asked if my reed was ready. So I got up and played with a live band for the first time in my life. Over the coming years, George started calling me for gigs and took me under his wing. He made me check out musicians like Don Byas and Benny Carter, saxophonists who I didn't fully grow to appreciate until years after George's passing. But the experience playing with George was truly transformative. I was able to connect musically with the jazz lineage, and I wouldn't play the way that I did today if it weren't for that experience. Today, these opportunities for musicians are few and far between, so experiences like jazz workshops are where young musicians can still connect to that lineage and immerse themselves in the music. Years after I met George, I met modern drummer legend Clarence Penn at a summer jazz workshop, and I went on to tour in Clarence's quartet after I moved to New York a few years later, which was one of my first legit professional touring experiences. I met many of my peers and mentors today at workshops growing up, and so I'm particularly excited to be hosting a workshop this summer as artistic director of the Global Jazz Workshop. The Global Jazz Workshop in Austin, Texas last year brought over 100 musicians from around the world, musicians of all ages from 15 to 75 and everything in between. And I'm so proud of the supportive community that's coming together around and through this workshop. We're opening up applications one more time this week, and we've raised scholarship funds through the Bandstand Foundation because we don't want financial limitations to be a barrier for anyone who wants to join us. So please apply and follow the instructions at the Global Jazz Workshop website so you can join us this summer. Can't wait to work with you all.